folks. In the immortal words of Elvis Presley, fuck it. I'm having internet problems again, but we're just going to go. I can't seem to get some of my functions on here working, so we'll just see how it goes. And good morning. Welcome to the Morning Night Live, and we're going to just, you know the big news. Rest in peace to Ghislaine Maxwell. We'll talk about it after the intro. Play the intro, Johnny. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog Studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way, but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, yours truly, P-Dog Night. All right, stop the music. So, breaking news. Ghislaine Maxwell, confidant of Jeffrey Epstein, has been arrested. Sources say. Now, sources say can mean a whole lot of things in the United States. Could be bullshit or it could be real, but I guess we'll find out. Maxwell is accused of a civil suit of allegedly helping Epstein traffic underage girls. He died by suicide. Awaiting trial last year. Good. I hope she goes to trial, spills all the beans, and whoever may fall due to the trials and tribulations and manifestations and computations and copulations of Jeffrey Epstein, so be it. Ghislaine Maxwell, the British socialite and heiress who became a confidant of disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein and was later accused of involvement in his alleged sexual crimes, has been arrested by the FBI, two senior law enforcement sources tell New York Foreign News. She was arrested in New Hampshire on Epstein-related charges and is expected to appear in federal court later today, the sources say. Spokespeople for the FBI and the U.S. Attorney's Office in Manhattan declined to comment. She's the daughter of media baron Robert Maxwell. Ghislaine was a one-time girlfriend of Epstein and was at the high-flying investor's side for decades. But she was also alleged to have helped Epstein groom teen girls for sex and the rich and powerful. With the rich and powerful, excuse me. One of those teens, Virginia Roberts Jeffrey, leveled charges against Maxwell in a 2015 defamation suit. I think that's the one. She's also the one who sued, what's his name? Prince Andrew? Epstein, a registered sex offender, was arrested last summer on new federal charges of exploiting dozens of underage girls in New York and Florida in the early 2000s. He attempted suicide in custody in late July, and then died after another suicide attempt in early August. Two of the guards tasked with monitoring Epstein now face federal charges for not properly supervising him before his death. Oh, I'm sorry. Were they supposed to supervise him before his death? What about after his death? Or should they have supervised him then? Oh my God. One day before his suicide, a federal appeals court released a transcript of a 2016 deposition in which Epstein repeatedly refused to say whether Maxwell had procured young girls from him. Now, this is weird, you know. So she's his ex or former, whatever you want to call it, girlfriend. And then she lines up girls for him to hook up and exploit. Maybe there's probably a lot of money. There's a lot of rich and powerful people that hung around him. Maxwell stayed below the radar since Epstein's death. Stayed below the radar? That's an understatement. She was in hiding. They didn't know where she was. they would have probably arrested her much sooner had they known. But anyway, Maxwell stayed below the radar since Epstein's death, and speculation swirled about whether she could face repercussions for her friend's alleged abuses. Well. So, and it's funny because already on Twitter there's hashtags. Epstein didn't kill himself was like one of the top ones. Let's see. Have they already taken that one down? Because it was at the top when I checked this morning. Let's see. Nope. They changed it. They changed it to Ghislaine Maxwell trending number one, that's probably appropriate, I'm sure. Trending with Epstein, Jeffrey Epstein. Now I know the hashtag Epstein didn't kill himself was trending. They have removed it. But I'll tell you what, let's just take a quickie peeky here. A little bit of hashtag there. Epstein didn't kill himself. Oh, finally. Jeez. I'm just annoyed here. Hang on a second. I'm going to fix something real quick. And let's see. We got the YouTube pop-out chat. Nope, that's not it. There we go. Good. Hang on a moment. And we'll put this on back here. Hey, look at that. Now something's going on with my... I'm going to have to do a virtual cleaning of the computer because a lot of things are going slow. My upload speeds my upload speed's fantastic. My download speeds are messed up though. All right, there we go. Fix that. All right, sorry about that. All right, let's go. Let's check. I want to check the hashtag Epstein didn't kill himself on Twitter though, because that's funny. Okay, so the top one here. I wonder if Prince Andrew is sweating now. I bet he is. Oh my gosh! And then Carol Roth here. Who is Carol Roth? She's a blue check mark. She says condolences to Ms. Maxwell on her upcoming suicide. And let's see. So here, put Ghislaine Maxwell in solitary confinement. Oh, there, it finally worked. Do not go to sleep on duty while working at her facility. Make sure all the surveillance cameras work that are pointed towards her, and make sure she doesn't have enough material to hang herself. Hashtag Epstein didn't kill himself. Let's see. Okay, so mostly now it's funny because everyone brings out all these pictures of Donald Trump when Donald Trump used to hang out with Epstein in the mid 90s. They hung out together and went to parties and shit. Of course, none of these people seem to remember that Trump is the one who kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago and provided evidence in his trial in Florida and is disgusted with Epstein, but whatever. They were friends at one time. Socialist Boomer says, the American injustice system. George Floyd was murdered immediately by state agents over nothing, while Ghislaine Maxwell has been at large for years with endless evidence in the public sphere. Stop comparing completely independent and unrelated events. There is no relation to the event of George Floyd being murdered and this Maxwell woman. Different states, different situations, different whatever. That the dickbag who killed George Floyd is hopefully justice will be served. God, I hope they don't fuck up that trial. Keith Ellison, do not screw that up. But it's like, oh, well, let's see. I got a speeding ticket, but Dylan Roof got Burger King after he was arrested. They're not related. Fuck off with that shit. I hate when people do that. This guy got this and this. Yeah, the New York sniper got taken alive. All those people that are in prisons right now, they all got taken in alive. Shut the fuck up. Seriously. I'm swearing already. Look at that. But yeah, so everyone's throwing out their pictures of Trump and Maxwell. Isn't that special? Who's this? This at... Now, I don't know if that's real, but if that's her at Chelsea Clinton's wedding,
wow.
that's all I got to say. Holy shit. That's funny that's there. Yeah, there's a picture. I tell you what, here's the thing. Due to COVID-19 concerns at a real jail, authorities plan to hold Ghislaine Maxwell's in a NASCAR garage number 4 until, or hold her in NASCAR garage number 4 until trial. Oh my God. That I'm just going to retweet that real quick. Just that's hilarious. So here we go. Yeah, that's the truth. Yeah. Oh, I'm sure this is what Hillary Clinton's thinking right now. Don't you think? Oh, I could probably just go through this hashtag. Oh, here we go. The Clinton Memorial or Clinton Foundation witness removal protected by the United States Department of Justice. Something tells me when someone tells you Epstein committed suicide, I just don't believe you. Anyway, this should be fascinating. We'll see. We'll see if the hell was that? Good God! Oh, who is that? Steve Bing? Oh, Hollywood producer and friend of Jeffrey Epstein, Steve Bing, dead after falling. Yeah, he fell off a building. Yeah, that happened. People just fall off buildings every day. Okay. And also a friend of Bill Clinton and Jeffrey Epstein. So, apparently the foundation is working. You know what? I have nothing else to say about this other than make jokes and read jokes and look at hashtags. We'll get back into that one later. So let's say good morning to everybody. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Morning Night Live. I am your host, Marty, also known as PAWG Night on the internet, and welcome back to the PAWG Night channel. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. It is Thursday, July 2nd, 2020. And we're celebrating we're celebrating Independence Day this week. That's why I have the flag floating back here behind me. And I don't know why the color keeps going in and out. I think I'm having issues with my GPU. But let's see if I can make it turn to red again. There, it goes red again. And okay, well, we'll figure that out someday. But for now, I'd like to say good morning to everybody. First in the chat today was Select a Boy. And it did kind of work there. So Select a Boy gets the bell for being here first. Also, good morning, my one of my favorite Canadians, Jaeger Pony. Also, Black Hebrew Israelite.
That's right.
Also, Rolling Bear, Small Man, CNN Sucks, which is redundant. DI Freighter Watcher, Stabbing Joe Scarborough, sharpening the knife as we speak. Good morning to Midday Sun and to Hey Larry. Good morning, Renee Mayette, Circus Zero, Gamer Valine, the gayest person on YouTube. No, not Gamer Valine. Gamer Valine is one person, and the gayest person on YouTube is another. I don't really know anything about Gamer Valine's issues or preferences, and that's none of my business anyway. I just know that she knows about guns, and I'm not going to take any chances. Also, good morning to Advocatus Diaboli, the Devil's Advocate, Gunfox61, former Mr. Rodline, or formerly Rodline, Cal Ken L, Superman's distant cousin. Good morning to the Dead Kaiser, Richard Cranium, John Smith, Tyler F. Let's see Green Thunder to Mighty. Hey, welcome back. I haven't seen you in a while. That's great to see you. Who else is here? Let's see. We've got James Crow. Good morning. And we got to scroll down. Oh, Tales of Gore is here. Good morning, Cynical Lindsay. Howdy. I'm scrolling. Okay. Wait, I was saying send a letter. Oh, wait a minute. Gamer Valine says, so I think I'm going to send a letter to the office of George W. Bush and ask if he wants to have ice cream cake next year. Next year I will go to Texas. We share a birthday, and I want to be on his no fucks level. Okay, there you go. Good. That's a good idea. Good morning to Molly Maggs, Robert Lapian, Cairo Alexander, Donatello Slapafellow, and I think I'm caught up. So there you go. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. We got a full house already. That's kind of nice. And if you like what we do on the show, what I do, I guess, well, what we do, because we are a team. I talk and you guys type things in there and we read stuff and listen to the news. If you like what we do, hit that like button, the thumbs up, and also share the stream. You're the people that make it work, make it grow. Share this out. Hopefully we'll get some more people that enjoy the show, and we'll have a lot more fun. And if you want to do super chat stuff, I have a new yesterday. Gunfox gave me a great idea when he did this 17 at 76. So I added a new alert for $17.76 super chats, but the super chat function is through the Streamlabs link at PAWG.live. That'll show up in the chat. It's in the description down below. You will figure it out. So anyway, all right, let's move on. Like I said, we could talk about Jeffrey Epstein all day, but we're not going to, because another amazing event happened yesterday, and it's been a long time coming. And as we talked about yesterday, the mayor of Seattle, Washington had finally had enough. In fact, we just talked about this yesterday. The mayor has had enough, and she finally, is here. Hello, good to see you. All right. I'm not ignoring you. Okay, I'm here, dog. Okay. I got to get better at watching the chat. Plus, you have you still have the black dot thing going. And it's hard for me to see the ones that don't have an avatar next to them. It's because it just blends in because I have a black background on my chat here. But anyway, good morning. All right. Mayor of Seattle finally gets sick of Chaz. Chaz Chop, the Soviet Union, whatever you want to call it. The end of Chaz. Seattle's autonomous zone. In the autonomous zone, lives are destroyed under the banner of social justice. And this is an article from City Journal. It's kind of long, but I kind of like it. So we're going to go through some of it here. Early in the morning, a phalanx. That's an interesting word. Oh, good morning, Chrome, with the little pizza icon there. I don't know what that is. And also good morning to Mike Savage. Okay, early this morning, a phalanx of Seattle police officers armed with long batons and semi-automatic rifles cleared out the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone, Chaz, also known as the Capitol Hill Occupation Protest, CHOP. Unless Antifa militants stage an unexpected counterattack. That would be funny, wouldn't it? I mean, a bunch of dumbass, college radical wannabes fighting police with batons, shields, and rubber bullets. Anyway, unless Antifa militants stage an unexpected counterattack, this marks the end of the 24-day occupation of the Capitol Hill neighborhood. Seattle can now begin to reckon with the damage. The Chaz saga began on June 8th under the premise that capitalism, the police brutality, and the fascist regime I can't even say it, it's making me laugh. The fascist regime of Seattle Mayor Jenny Durkan were upholding a social order that systemically oppressed African Americans. Black Lives Matter and Antifa affiliated activists hope to create a new regime based on familiar social justice principles in recent years. They established a social order based on a reverse hierarchy of oppression, implemented race-based segregation in public places. Oh my God, they had Jim Crow laws in the Chaz? I didn't even realize that. And maintained a police-free zone that they believed would protect people of color from the depredations of the state. This writer is using some really fancy spancy words there, isn't they? Isn't he? Isn't she? Is it he or she? Christopher F. Rufo. You know what? Even if I read the name, I don't know if he or she. Okay. As it turns out, however, maintaining public order is a complex undertaking and can't be replaced by academic symbolism. BLM activists might despise George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, and James Madison, but a regime based on the principles of Nicole Hannah-Jones, Ibram X. Kendi, and Robin DiAngelo doesn't work too well, as Chaz's experience demonstrates. When left-wing radicals shift from protest to governance, things fall apart. Well, they're anarchists. They don't know anything about governance. Ultimately, the problem of violence and a dangerously naive understanding of policing doomed Chaz. Over its 24-day history, the Autonomous Zone saw 2 gun homicides and 4 additional shooting victims. All the identified victims were black men. They're a bunch of racists! Sorry. Yeah, they killed more black men than that police officer in Minneapolis. Just saying. Whoa, there we go. Oh, our first super chat of the day, and a very, very patriotic $17.76 from my friend Circus Zero. Yes, that's really loud, but I like it. Okay. Let's see it. Well, that's it. All right, chat. Who was that? Who was that very patriotic man with no shirt wearing purple underwear? If you know the first person in the chat who gets the answer, if you know who that was, let me know in the chat. I thought that was an awesome alert. Anyway, ultimately, okay, where was I at here? Produced. Select a boy, you got it. That was Hacksaw Jim Duggan, former WWF star. Way to go. All right. And one of the most patriotic WWF stars ever. He always walked in. Well, he used to walk in carrying a big 2x4, but then he started it on the flag nonsense. He started with the flag thing kind of during the time of Nikolai Volkov and the Iron Sheik. And there was another, Mr. Fuji. So he would come in with his American flag being super patriotic. So, yes, that's the $17.76. Yes, USA. And ho! Remember that? Okay, anyway. All right, so they saw 2 gun homicides, 4 additional shooting victims. All the identified victims were black men, precisely the demographic for whom Chaz had claimed to offer protection. In the absence of a legitimate police force, armed criminal gangs and untrained anarchist paramilitaries filled the void. Almost every night, gunshots rang through the streets. The first homicide victim was killed in an outburst of gang violence. I think it was a shootout. And the second, reportedly unarmed and joyriding in a stolen car, was gunned down by the Chaz security force. Oh, that's not good. I think Raz, is that the dude's name? I think he has some splaining to do. Anyway, in the end, the homicide rate in Chaz turned out to be 1,216 per 100,000, nearly 50 times greater than Chicago's. Though that's obviously not a strict apples-to-apples comparison, the small sample size of the Chaz creates an exaggerated statistical effect. It's instructive, nonetheless, as it invalidates the... By the way, thank you so much, Circus Zero, for participating in the Super Chat program. And a very patriotic 1776 from you is... Oh, big thumbs up there for you. Thank you, brother. Let's see. It's obviously not a strict apples-to-apples comparison. The small sample size of the Chaz creates an exaggerated statistical effect. I already said that. It is instructive, nonetheless, as it invalidates the entire premise of the Autonomous Zone. By instituting a police-free zone, the Chaz didn't become peaceable until it became lawless, brutish, and violence. As the national media conducts an autopsy of the Chaz, one tragic detail has escaped notice. The police department's East Precinct building, which radicals saw as a symbol of white supremacy, was originally constructed under the leadership of Seattle's first African-American city councilman, Sam Smith, who wanted to provide faster response times to the city's central district, where black residents had demanded greater police protection. The irony is cutting. Smith, who grew up in the Deep South during Jim Crow, saw policing as a public service. Today, college-educated white radicals see policing as an evil that must be abolished, whatever the consequences for African Americans. Yeah, you're going to get more black people killed. Good morning, Smarty Bear. How you doing? What are the ultimate lessons of the Chaz? Don't be fooled by rhetorical premises of radicals and don't cave to mobs. For more than 3 weeks, Durkin insisted that the Chaz was a block party or a summer of love. Aww.
Your life makes me sad.
And entered negotiations with activists and armed gangsters attempting to capitalize on the cultural cachet of BLM. In the coming weeks, when the barricades are cleared and the graffiti is washed away, the true legacy of the Chaz will be the memory of 2 black men who died under the false promise of utopia. Lorenzo Anderson Jr., 19, and Antonio Mays Jr., 16. When the television cameras disappear and the bourgeois radicals go home, who will remember them? Who will say their names? Funny, we don't hear anyone in BLM saying, say his name, Lorenzo Anderson. Say his name, Antonio Mays. Nobody, no. But you'll know all those other people, right? You'll know, they'll still be saying Trayvon Martin. They'll still be saying Mike Brown. It's kind of depressing a little bit. But hey, the Chaz is gone. The Chaz is gone. The Chaz is gone away. The Chaz is gone. The Chaz is gone away. There will be no more terrible gardens in the way. All right, that's my little BB King imitation. All right, moving on. Oh, but the White House does. Oh, good morning, by the way, to No Room for Squares. Someone else I just saw that wasn't here before, and now I can't find it. I'll figure it out eventually, but good morning. John Smith, you were already here. Slap Fellow's already here. Okay. The White House has weighed in on the demise of Chaz. Remember when the president said, whenever y'all need help, we'd be happy to send some people in there and we'll have them cleared out in about an hour. Well, Mayor Durkin figured out that they could clear it out in about an hour, and the White House has weighed in now. Let's see. White House Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany opened Wednesday's press briefing by celebrating the fall of the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone, Chaz, in Seattle, Washington, saying that the city has been liberated. Hello, Bim Jin. The city has been liberated. Okay, cool. I'm pleased to inform everyone that Seattle has been liberated, she said, moments after taking the podium. In President Trump's America, autonomous zones will have no sanctuary. They got to get rid of that one in New York City. It's really kind of just an Occupy City Hall thing, but it needs to go too. The statement comes after Democratic Seattle Mayor Jenny Durkin at long last relented and directed authorities to tear down the short-lived zone. Protesters had taken over 6 blocks in the downtown area, fought out police, and set up a commune-like organization which saw violence on a nightly basis. So here's let's see what she says. Is this 3 minutes of her saying goodbye to Chaz? Let's see it. Let's check it out. Okay, come on. Oh, I forgot. I'm having internet problems. This may or may not work. We'll find out. Oh, there we go.
So I am pleased to inform everyone that Seattle has been liberated. The Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone, otherwise known as Chaz, I think they switched their name to Chop. I'm told they went back to Chaz. Was a failed 4-week Democrat experiment by the radical left, and the results are in. Anarchy is anti-American. Law and order is essential. Peace in our streets will be secured.
Well, now here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. I'm not sure why she came out that way, because I mean, the Trump administration didn't end Chaz, although they certainly would or could have. But I'm finally glad that the mayor of Seattle came to her senses. Of course, it took them going to her house for that to happen, and she didn't give a rat's butthole about the people who either lived in that Capitol Hill area or the businesses that lived in that Capitol Hill area. So I don't know, maybe the city councilwoman who took a bunch of protesters to the mayor's house got Chaz taken away. Anyway.
Proclaimed that Chaz was to be, quote, the summer of love. In fact, it was not. And other failed Democrat politicians also remained passive or even silent in the face of anarchy. But while that happened, President Trump set the tone. Law and order must prevail to preserve peace in our streets. The president is not the Democrat governor of the state of Washington. The president is not the Democrat mayor of Seattle. But nevertheless, the president must lead by example and be prepared to act in the face of failed Democrat leadership, which is what we saw.
Wait a minute. Wait, whoa. The gayest person on YouTube says the final boss of New York City, Chaz, is the mayor's daughter that looks like if Jeff Dunham made a black peanut. Is she involved in the... Is she really involved in the New York City Chaz, or are you just... are you just saying that? I'm just curious. Yes, cynical is the mayor does need to be held accountable. She is grossly incompetent at best, criminally negligent at worst. I got a feeling that the father of the Lorenzo Anderson, he may be filing a wrongful death suit on the city of Seattle. He is not happy. Snugs McCloud, how you doing? Let's finish this up real quick.
Seattle and Democrat Wisconsin. President Trump has always stood on the side of law and order, and we are pleased to report that law and order has prevailed and Seattle has been liberated from the anarchists.
Dontel Slapfellow says, I am not sure what the president had to do with anything regarding that clusterfuck. He didn't, except for I'm gonna get into this in a minute though, because there's something that Bill de Blasio is doing that's pissing me off, and then it made me have a revelation. So we'll talk about that in a minute.
In President Trump's America, autonomous zones will have no sanctuary. The BAZ, B-H-A-Z, which stood for the Black House Autonomous Zone across from the White House, was swiftly dismantled. 100 anarchists were arrested for rioting and destruction of federal property here in D.C. I believe that number is now above 300. 4 men have been charged in federal court for attempting to tear down the statue of Andrew Jackson in Lafayette Square, and there are 200 open domestic terrorism investigations. You contrast the president's vision of law and order to that of the failed Chaz experiment in anarchy. And here's what you find in the failed Democratic experiment.
I get it. Okay, so yeah, they didn't let that happen in Washington, but I'm not going to continue on that. But anyway, so the White House is glad that Chaz is done. Next article here is, come on, gosh, my computer's fucked up. Now, the officers in Seattle dismantled Chaz, got everyone out of there. They had equipment taking all the barricades and shit down, but Antifa is still making threats. Antifa rioters threatened a rude awakening for the pigs who finally broke up Chop Antifistan, otherwise known as the Soviet Union. On Wednesday morning, Seattle police finally removed the anarchist and Antifa rebels slash protesters from the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone or Occupied Protest or whatever the hell you want to call it, which Todd Herman cleverly dubbed as Antifistan. Yet as the police went about restoring order to the 6-block area unlawfully seized in the wake of the George Floyd protests, the police department reported a rather unnerving sight. It appears our militants were patrolling the area in cars stripped of license plates. Yeah, I haven't used that one in a while. Officers are investigating several vehicles circling the area of today's operation. Police have observed individuals in the vehicles with firearms and armor. The vehicles also appear to be operating without visible license plate, the Seattle Police Department tweeted. Andy Ngo, a victim of Antifa violence, editor-at-large of the Post-Millennial, condemned these terrorist tactics. And that's the Seattle Police tweet there. Officers are investigating several vehicles circling areas of today's operation. Police have observed individuals in vehicles with firearms and armor. The vehicles appear to be operating without physical license plates. So that's the same thing I just read up there. Anyway, Ngo also highlighted ominous warnings about further Antifa violence to follow the dismantling of CHOP. So this guy's Jenny tear gas probably thinks this is a win for the pigs in the city. They're in for a rude awakening. # every day. Interesting. All the same, the restoration of law and order in Seattle's Capitol Hill district is worth celebrating. In fact, Ngo had to suspend his disbelief to report the final return of police Wednesday. Last Monday, Seattle Mayor Jenny Durkan announced she would break up CHOP after 2 shootings the previous weekend, one of which tragically claimed the life of a 19-year-old black man. Yet she only sent city workers, not police, to break up the lawless occupation, and her efforts failed. After another black person, this time a 16-year-old boy, tragically lost his life in the shooting this Monday, it appears she finally did what was necessary to get the job done. And so that was, let's see, here's where they were, they brought in officers. They all had bicycles. I think there's video here somewhere. What is this? Let's see. Is this just, okay, this is just Andy Ngo's tweet, I think. God, this thing's going slow today. It's embarrassing. So that's the picture of all the police coming into the area. A lot of them have bicycles, using bicycles to push people back. Let's see. And then at 9:25 a.m., officers have made a total of 31 arrests for failures to disperse, obstruction, assault, and unlawful weapon possession. Police continue to provide perimeter security for city crews offering services and performing environmental cleanup. Ew. That just hit me wrong. Okay. Can you imagine the environmental cleanup? Ew. So let's see here. Where did I find that? Now here's okay. So apparently, oh, that's not good. So, police made 32 arrests. Okay. In one case, they arrested a 29-year-old man who held a large metal pipe and a kitchen knife. City workers also removed improvised spike strips designed to puncture vehicle tires. The decisive action came one day after Horace Lorenzo Anderson, the father of the 19-year-old man killed in a CHOP shooting last week, asked for the National Guard to put down the lawless occupation. We saw that video yesterday where he said he hadn't been sleeping. He was crying. It was really sad. I'm not going to go into it again because we just did yesterday, but Anderson called for the National Guard to end the lawlessness. They should deploy them here to say, man, it's time to go. It's time to move on and break this up, he said. Anderson's 19-year-old son died in a shooting on Saturday, June 20th. The shooting also injured a 33-year-old man. Now, everybody said that is that the guy who was in the hospital? I want to know if that guy in the hospital was the 33-year-old man. Anyway, the next day, another shooting left a 17-year-old boy injured in the arm. Another shooting on Monday morning took the life of a 16-year-old boy and left a 14-year-old boy critically injured. Some say, I think somewhere I saw that he might have died also. The lawless occupying rioters originally named the area Chaz, claiming to set up an autonomous zone outside the reach of U.S. law. This made them legally rebels against Seattle and the United States, and President Donald Trump rightly urged Durkin and Governor Jay Inslee to restore law and order. The Democratic leaders, however, condemned Trump. Condemned Trump. Yeah, that was smart. Durkin and Inslee said it was illegal and unconstitutional to put down a rebellion. It may seem silly that a bunch of protesters occupied a 6-block area of Seattle and tried to set up an anarchist utopia, but the occupation was deadly serious for locals whose lives have been damaged by the lawlessness. 16 residents and businesses sued the city of Seattle, alleging that the city failed to protect their rights by not taking action to restore law and order in the CHOP area. The occupation followed looting, vandalism, and arson across America. Okay, we know all that. But anyway, good. The 14-year-old did officially die, huh? Goodness gracious. And those were the security forces, the Chaz, whatever, CHOP security forces that did that. Man, that's awful. That is bad. All right. Let's see. Enough of that. This was interesting. I saw this morning. The GOP is kind of hitting back on some of the stuff that's going on. They have a new ad that issues a powerful warning about Democrats threatening American culture. This is interesting. On Wednesday, the Republican Attorneys General's Association released a powerful new ad warning about vandals and rioters destroying a key monument in American culture, the president's on Mount Rushmore. While the vandals are not likely to actually deface Mount Rushmore anytime soon, their iconoclastic movement has already targeted each of the 4 presidents on the monument. Here's the ad. It's called Erasing History. Let's see, where is it here? It's down here. Here's the ad. Here, let's hang on. We're gonna watch on YouTube. Let's put a YouTube window up to this. This will work. Right. Give it a second here. Okay, maybe it'll take more than a second. I like I said, I'm having some internet problems today. I'm having all kinds there. Let's get my chat back up to date. Why has Raz not been arrested? That's a really good question. I don't know. I think he needs to be arrested. Because he was handing out guns. That makes 2 kids that were tragically killed. Yes, it's awful. You know, it's funny because Raz, even though he supposedly was this warlord or whatever. Okay, here comes the ad. Here's the ad that Republicans put out. Now, it's fascinating about that ad. So we've talked about this on the show several times, that a couple of Soros's groups has been funding the campaigns of attorney general's candidates around the country. I mean, to lots of money. And so they've got a lot of these super progressive left-wing states attorneys, attorney generals, whatever you call them in your state, who are, like, for example, declining to prosecute people who property crimes of less than $800. So someone breaks into your house, steals your TV, they're not going to prosecute those crimes. They say it takes up too much time. It's a victimless crime, or for example, Chicago, Kim, whatever her name, Kim Field, I think was their name. No, Kim Field is on the Facts of Life, not Fats of Life. Anyway, the one who let Jesse Smollett go, she's one of Soros's candidates. The Dallas prosecutor who said they're not going to prosecute property crimes of under $800. That was one of those Soros ones. He's been getting them elected in all these cities, and they're doing things like that. Like the whole bail thing in New York City was an idea of the city prosecutor, Kim Foxx. Thank you, not Kim Field. Kim Foxx. Thank you. And so it's interesting that the Republican, what do they call it? The Republican, who's this organization? Republican Attorney General Association put this ad out. Now, what's fascinating? I was just having a conversation about this yesterday. There is, there should be just a giant hashtag out there that says Trump was right. Remember when Donald Trump was talking about, they were going to take down, Charlottesville was about taking down a statue of Robert E. Lee, right? And Trump came out and said that, well, yes, you can take that statue down, but is that where it's going to end? Are they going to start taking down the statues of people who might have owned slaves like Jefferson or Washington? Where does it stop? And then, as you've seen over the last few weeks, statues of all kinds of people, even people who were abolitionists, or General Grant, who won the Civil War for the North, leading to the abolition of slavery, they're tearing those down too, because they're evil white men, And so it seems insane, but the New York Times actually, because so the president has decided to be in North or South Dakota for the 4th of July. He decides he's going to go to Mount Rushmore. There's going to be a fireworks display, whatever. Well, the New York Times puts out this. Now, Mount Rushmore was built on land that belonged to the Lakota tribe and sculpted by a man who had strong bonds with the Ku Klux Klan. It features the faces of 2 U.S. presidents who were slave holders. The New York Times is running around with a 5-gallon can of gasoline and a pack of matches, to quote Eminem. Now, they got ratioed to hell and back for this tweet, and they ended up taking it down. Anyway, this is from Ace of Spades. As I keep saying, giving the terrorist police reform, Confederate statues, and Juneteenth will completely mollify them, because that's all they really want. Not to destroy America itself as a racist nightmare, illegitimate and evil since its founding, and requiring complete extirpation. Oh, wait a minute. What's this? New York Times? France, meanwhile, says, fuck no, we're not pulling down colonial-era statues. Yeah, France, Macron's saying, oh, you want to pull down some statues? Fuck out of here. That's what Macron said. In a statement, Macron maintained that controversial statutes from the colonial era would stay in place, saying the Republic will not erase any trace or any name from its history. We should look at all our history together, including relations with Africa, with a goal of truth instead of denying who we are, he said, according to the AP. So that's France. Meanwhile, in America, Republicans are in a bidding war with Democrats over who can meet Antifa's demands the fastest. and here's Democrat. In Virginia, there's a new law that requires police officers to ask individuals pulled over during traffic stops for their race, ethnicity, and gender. I wonder why they want them to do that. God. But you might say, but isn't it unwoke? Oh, because here's the other thing. Virginia, okay, here it is. A new Virginia law requires police officers to ask individuals pulled over during traffic stops for their race, ethnicity, and gender. The change is part of a Community Policing Act, which took effect Wednesday, aimed at eliminating bias-based profiling. The law requires officers to record the driver's race, ethnicity, age, and sex while conducting traffic stops. The law says the police will collect data based on the officer's observation or information provided to the officer by the driver. Well, what if it's a transgender person? Are they going to get fired if they put down the wrong gender? Race and gender and race and gender and race and gender and gender and race and sexuality and sexuality and gender and race and gender and sexuality. Only thing that matters, I guess. Oh, of course you have to ask somebody gender because of the 0.01% of the population whose gender you can't tell from visual inspection. Psst, hey guys, you know what? We can tell. Anyway, so let's see. Okay, what did he put here? Well, let's see. Ben Dominique, the absence from the fray by elected Republicans on the defense of our national history against a pathetic horde of woke leftists is abhorrent and disgraceful. And Sean Davis replies, America is desperate for leadership, desperate for someone to stand up and defend the greatest and freest nation on earth. And yet Republicans are completely AWOL and nowhere to be found. Every elected Republican who hides from this fight deserves to lose. No, they're writing bills. They're trying to they're coming up with their own police reform bill faster, and they're what is it? There's two Republican senators who introduced a bill to remove Columbus Day as a national holiday and replace it with Juneteenth. What? Now, I don't give a rat's ass about Columbus Day. I mean, but I think it should. I don't know if it should be a national holiday anyway. Of course, the federal government will never, ever take away a federal holiday. But and then replace with Juneteenth. And Juneteenth is important, but you know what? Juneteenth is not. I don't even know why that's a national holiday. I could understand December 6th when the Emancipation Proclamation was signed, but Juneteenth was, 2.5 years later. Now, granted, it's when the Union Army finally got into Texas and let the slaves know that they were free. This is post-war, but that's not what. I don't know. It's just blackwashing. Hi, Keeper Dam. There you go. Government blackface in Virginia is at it again.
That's right.
Yes, he is, Black Hebrew Israelite. Did I even say good morning, Black Hebrew Israelite? Did I? Oh, yes, you were here second. Never mind. I said hi to you this morning. Holy shit. They made a bill protecting art and historical statues by Republicans. Oh, okay. Well, there is already a law on the books. But anyway. So that was the... But so now I can't find it, but... So now there's people saying that they need to destroy Mount Rushmore. Okay. So, but that's some people from the Lakota tribe. But they're literally saying that Mount Rushmore should be destroyed. because it's offensive to the Lakota tribe, the area. And technically, Mount Rushmore is on Lakota land. But holy shit. All right, let's see. Finish the GOP ads here. Oh, there's my alarm. We already talked about Kayleigh McEnany. Oh. Now, here's what I wanted to talk about. Good morning, Willett Forge. How you doing? Here's what I need to talk about. So, Mayor Bill de Blasio is taking a lot of heat from his constituents for several things. For the COVID problem in New York City. City Hall right now is occupied by protesters, and they're all everyone in New York City hates Bill de Blasio. And so what's Bill de Blasio doing right now to maybe try to distract from all the stuff that he's going through? Well, he's decided that he's going to take a page from the Washington, D.C. mayor, and they're going to paint in giant yellow letters down the street in front of Trump Tower, Black Lives Matter. Now, clearly this is just a distraction. As far as I'm concerned, it's a distraction because Bill de Blasio is under a lot of heat. So he decides he's going to change the subject and put a big Black Lives Matter mural in front of New York City. Of course, they're cutting the police budget by $1 billion, but they're going to paint Black Lives Matter in front of Trump Tower. And then some people are even suggesting that they change the name of the street that Trump Tower is on to Barack Obama Boulevard. So here's the thing. This is very telling, if you ask me, that the mayor of Washington, D.C. paints Black Lives Matter on the street in front of the White House to, in theory, kind of poke Trump in the eye, right? And now Bill de Blasio wants to paint a giant Black Lives Matter mural right along the street of Trump Tower to poke Trump in the eye, right? Do you think that maybe, just maybe, as you listen to these protests and people talking about this thing, and do you think maybe that they're just being a little bit more transparent than they're intending? That really, Black lives really don't matter to Bill de Blasio. He doesn't care. It's a slogan to him that can be used to poke Trump in the eye. That's all it is. That's all it is. It's a way we can poke Trump in the eye. Like, as if this movement just started this year, and it's all Trump's fault that there's been some officers who've done some stupid ass things, right? But we're gonna use black people. We're gonna use black bodies to poke Trump in the eye because we don't like President Trump. Let's just poke him in the eye let's just paint Black Lives Matter across the street in front of his building. Because that'll poke him in the eye. We don't really believe any of this shit. This is just a way where we think we get on Trump's nerves. So you're just using black people to get on Trump's nerves? Huh, Bill de Blasio? There's a word for that. There's a word for that. Oh, yeah. Racist. Oh, anyway, so upon this news, Kayleigh McEnany got in a little kerfluffle with now Trump. Trump's choice of words sometimes perplex me, but it's interesting. Trump's tweets out. New York City is cutting police by $1 billion, and yet the New York City mayor is going to paint a big, expensive yellow Black Lives Matter sign on Fifth Avenue, denigrating this luxury avenue. This will further antagonize New York's finest, who love New York and vividly remember the horrible BLM chant, "Pigs in a blanket, fry 'em like bacon." Maybe our great police, who have been neutralized and scorned by a mayor who hates and disrespects them, won't let this symbol of hate be affixed to New York's greatest street. Spend this money fighting crime instead. Yeah, they're going to... What? I don't get it. But anyway, so there was a little kerfluffle with Kayleigh McEnany and ABC's John Carl. We'll start this over.
Calling Black Lives... Kelly, why is the president calling Black Lives Matter a symbol of hate?
Well, what the president was noting is that that symbol, when you look at some of the things that have been chanted by Black Lives Matter, like pigs in a blanket, fry 'em like bacon, that's not an acceptable phrase to paint on our streets. Look, he agrees that all Black Lives Matter, including that of Officer David Dorn, Patrick Underwood, 2 officers whose lives were tragically taken amid these riots. All Black lives do matter. He agrees with that sentiment. But what he doesn't agree with is an organization that chants pigs in a blanket, fry 'em like bacon about our police officers, our valiant heroes who are out on the street protecting us each and every day.
Americans of all races have protested in all 50 states around that phrase, Black Lives Matter.
It's
and
the
president is
organization
here calling it a symbol of hate?
He's talking about the organization. I would note to you that the greater New York BLM president has said if this country doesn't give us what we want, that we will burn down the system, and I could be speaking literally. I'd call that a pretty hateful statement.
But Kelly,
Yes,
he's not
Ben.
talking about the organization in his tweet. He says
Yes,
the words.
Ben.
He says the words. Black Lives
What's
Matter.
the name of the organization again?
Black Lives Matter.
There you go. You just answered my question. Go ahead, Ben.
Question on coronavirus.
So anyway, let's not. Oh, no. Hang on. All right, I don't want to. I don't want to hear Biden's rambling. Yeah, so that's fascinating. So, but it's funny. Bill de Blasio is going to use black people to poke Trump in the eye, he thinks, and I don't think. Honestly, I don't think Trump gives a rat's ass if they paint that on the street. It's just all fun and games to these people. And I mean, when I say these people, I mean people like Bill de Blasio, like the mayor of DC, who, does this. Honestly, I'm really surprised that something hasn't happened at or to Trump Tower or any other Trump properties yet. It'll be interesting to see how long that lasts. Oh, I have one other video that I need you to see. This one is actually Nancy Pelosi, and I'm going to play the video, and I'm going to see if you can tell me what's glaringly incorrect about what Nancy Pelosi says here. You should be able to catch this pretty easily. It's a couple of minutes long. We're going to let it play, and then I would like you in the chat, as soon as you hear it, type what she gets wrong here. Okay, here we go.
Madam Speaker, you've called Mitch McConnell Moscow Mitch.
Damn it, Nancy! Quit playing with your damn dentures while people are talking to you. She get some Fixodent that actually fixes her dentures to her gums. Good God, woman. Anyway, I'm sorry, I'll start this over.
Madam Speaker, you've called Mitch McConnell Moscow Mitch.
By the way, this is
reluctance to do
is MSNBC, where the Russian collusion theory has never died. God. Oh, these people are so... Anyway, let me see if you catch it now. Let's see if you catch it.
Thing about election interference. As the mosaic comes into focus, you've got an intelligence community either so chilled by Donald Trump's affinity for Vladimir Putin?
Let's
or
lead the
so,
question here,
out
Nicole.
of gas at trying to brief the unbriefable.
Leading.
You've got Senate Republicans totally unwilling to fortify our elections.
So just wait for
2020.
Nancy Pelosi's
The whole
answer
lot
here.
Of them are in denial.
See if you
about
see if you catch it.
2016. What can you do in the next 120 days to protect the 2020 election?
Well, first, let me just say, you just described, not only for the president, but the Republicans in Congress, dereliction of duty, undermining our own elections.
Really?
Undermining our commitment to NATO.
Listen for it.
Giving away the store, the base in Syria. The list goes on and on, ignoring the invasion of the annexation of Crimea, the invasion of eastern Ukraine. The list goes on and on. And this president has always given it some nickname, as if that passes for humor in certain circles. He calls it a hoax. Same thing he called COVID-19 a hoax. He said it will disappear.
She's lying
he said
through her
this
teeth.
never even happened. There is no reality in the judgment of this president, and there is real sadness in what the Republicans have been willing to swallow that he has put forth. And you know what? He's shining the light very brightly on the puppet strings that he is pulling on them, humiliating them as he takes the country in the wrong direction, not taking us in the right place in curing COVID and taking us, opening our economy.
Oh, Avocados Diablo got it. There it is. Crimea wasn't annexed under Trump. Crimea was in 2014 during the Obama administration. Oh my God. I'll let you now that you got to listen for it.
That passes for humor in certain
Oops, hang on, here it is right here.
Undermining our commitment to NATO. Giving away the store, the base in Syria. The list goes on and on, ignoring the invasion of the annexation of Crimea.
Now, here's the problem with that. Okay? So here's the article I pulled this from. Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi on Wednesday blamed Russia's annexation of Crimea on Republicans, though the invasion took place on President Barack Obama's watch. Pelosi slammed President Donald Trump and Republicans for their alleged inability to face Russian aggression and tied them to President Barack Obama's appeasement of Moscow. You just described not only for the president, but okay, this is Wallace's question. And she says, undermining our own elections, undermining our commitment to NATO, giving away the store, the base in Syria. The list goes on and on, ignoring the annexation of Crimea, the invasion of eastern Ukraine. Now, in 2014, the Obama administration took heat from Republicans for its failure to provide defense assistance to Ukraine when Russian President Vladimir Putin led a campaign to annex the Crimea Peninsula. The Trump administration changed course on that policy, selling arms to Ukraine for its defense against Russia. Pelosi was addressing the reports that Russia may have paid bounties for U.S. servicemen killed in Afghanistan. Oh, by the way, this is a rumor still. It's never been confirmed, but did you know that rumor of Russian advisors or whatever possibly offering bounties for killed U.S. soldiers, the rumor came out also in 2014. Out of curiosity, does anyone know for sure who the president was in 2014? Anybody? So Pelosi was addressing a report that Russia may have paid bounties for U.S. servicemen killed in Afghanistan. She said the reports are evidence that Trump let Russians get away with murder. But National Security Advisor Robert O'Brien said Trump had not been briefed about the bounties because intelligence officials had not found corroboration. The president wasn't briefed because at the time these allegations, they were uncorroborated, O'Brien said on Fox News. As a result, the president's career CIA briefer decided not to brief him. Long before Trump became president, Republicans were lambasting Obama for not providing military aid to the Ukrainians as they faced down Russia, with then Senator John McCain calling U.S. inaction shameful. Oh my God, did John McCain actually... never mind, I don't want to talk about John McCain. I never... Rest in peace, John McCain, but I never liked the man. All right, gang, it's time to do that thing that we do on this show. We find out what's happening in the world by checking out the daily Twitter trends. Before I do that, I got a whole bunch of notifications here. I'm sure some of them are ones I need to thank people for. Yes, thank you, Chi-Town J. Let's see. Oh. What's the day? Okay, we're on the Epstein Didn't Kill Himself show. Thank you, Jaeger Pony, Gamer Valine, Cynical Lindsay, and let's see, and Chi-Town J. Did I already say that? For tweeting out the show today. Please, people, if you're on any social media, I would be greatly honored and humbled if you'd be so kind as to share this show out, either on Twitter, Minds Gab, Parler, Facebook, Tumblr, Reddit, whatever. I should come up with a subreddit. No one needs a subreddit on me. I'm not that big yet. But anyway, yeah, share the show out, hit the like button, do the super chats, and leave comments in the comment section if you're watching on the replay. Let's see. Oh, okay. Oh, the point the armed man screwed up was when she hopped out of the van. This is why everyone needs patience with firearms and time invested in training. You pay for classes, go through. Okay, now I didn't see this. This is something that Lake Orion confrontation. White woman accused of racism, I guess that says. Let's see what this is. Thanks, Gamer Valide, for bringing this to my attention. Oh, white woman accused of racism. Full conduct after these lovely people harassing and threatening the couple.
Wants to.
Hang on here. Let's see here. We'll put it on the screen. Let's go full screen. And we'll go full screen here. All right. Here's the video.
Violate a 15-year-old.
No, I'm asking a question. She's a child.
She bumped into me when
So if she did something wrong, she needs to apologize. If she did
This
something
ignorant
wrong,
woman
If
bumped
she
into a
didn't
15-year-old,
apologize, Correct?
and you're on camera.
Okay.
You're feeling threatened.
Okay, well, go in.
No, Mom.
I got this.
You're blocking me from getting
No,
my
girl.
No, we weren't. No, we weren't. No, we weren't. You're ignorant.
Go ahead, call them.
No, we will, but you're not going to sit there and violate a 15-year-old.
She's ignorant.
Do it, bitch. Do it. Go ahead. Do it. I want you to do something.
She's very ignorant.
Dumbass bitch. Yeah, I said it. You say something, I'll beat your white ass. Oh, really? Yeah, I will. Do something. Please put your
Do something.
hands up.
Do something.
Please.
Who the fuck do you think you guys are?
Who do you
Who do you your white think you are?
I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah,
I didn't. I didn't.
No,
you didn't. You're very racist and ignorant.
You're racist because you're calling
No,
her
you
name.
bumped it. She bumped into me.
Why would you bump into
You
her?
cannot just
Why
walk
would
around
you
calling
bump her?
white
Why
people
would you bump her?
racist. This is not that
Why
type
would
of
you
world.
bump her?
White people
Why
are
would
racist.
you bump her?
No one's
Why
racist.
would you?
Okay. Oh, that's only half of it. Apparently, I'm losing the video.
Bump her?
I
Why
care
did you
about
say
you.
sorry?
I care
Why
about
did you say
you,
sorry?
and I'm sorry
Uh-oh.
if you
Why
had
did you say
incident
sorry?
that has made
If you
someone
bumped
make
into
you
her,
feel
why
like
did you
that.
say sorry?
No one is racist.
If you didn't do
I'm
anything, why
sorry
did
if
you do
you
that?
had something like that happen.
Ignorant. Ignorant.
Okay.
Very. Mom, watch.
Get the fuck away from me!
You gonna get on her face.
You better get on my fucking right now. Get away. Get the fuck away. Get away. Get the fuck away. Are you gonna hit? You gonna shoot me?
Get the fuck away.
Oh.
Get away.
Oh.
Call the cops right now. Call them.
Oh.
Call the cops.
Get the fuck away.
Call the cops.
Get the license plate now. Because you were never about to hit me with the damn car.
Don't you
about to hit
know.
me with the car?
Fucking
Both of y'all put guns on me.
Yeah.
Okay? Call Richard back up to the police. Call Richard back up here now. I got it.
Don't you fucking jump behind my car.
No, I ain't jumping on your car. What
Don't you fucking jump. Mom, stop moving.
Stop,
Mom. Get the fuck back. Back the fuck up. No, you can't fucking leave.
Looking like DSP there.
You got all this on video? Yes. No. Mom, stop walking. They pulled the gun out on her.
These white people, they're so racist.
What? Oh my God.
Both of them. It was a white lady and a white man.
You know what? That has nothing to do with whether or not that had nothing to do with their race. Oh man, I had no idea about this. This is the first time I've seen this. So this happened today in Auburn Hill, Michigan. Another Karen. No. Okay. Good. So let's see. A lot of people saying this puts a whole nother part of the story. They were all wrong at the beginning, but definitely no racism. So the lady jumped in car, then apologized. Then the mother jumps in front of the car when they are trying to leave. Why didn't the person who started this thread put the whole clip? So what did they do? Oh, okay. I see let's see what they did.
She got the gun on me. He about to hit me with the car. Call him. I'm telling. Get the license plate. Get the license plate.
Never puts her hand. Well, at least she has. Look, now I noticed here.
About to hit me with the damn car. You about to hit me with the car?
You fucking
both of y'all put guns on me, okay? Call Richard back up to the police. Call Richard back up.
Well,
here
she has
now.
some gun discipline though. She doesn't have her hand on the trigger at least.
I ain't jumping on your car. What you watching? You're about to hit me.
Now, one thing I missed here. So I got to go back. I got to look here for a second. I need to go to the point where they're backing up.
One is racist.
If you didn't,
I'm sorry if you had something like that.
All right. All right. So here's the part.
I care about you, and I'm sorry if you had an incident that has made someone make you feel like that. No one is racist.
If you didn't,
I'm sorry if you had something like that happen.
Ignorance. Very. Ma, watch.
Get the fuck away from me!
You don't get on her face.
You better get on my face right now. Get away.
Okay. That puts it in context. Oh, boy, I don't know. I'm the whole. I don't know. What is your opinion of this? I don't know if the mother jumped for the gun. They need to just back the fuck off anyway. But I don't know. I have to think about this. I don't think she needed to pull the gun out in that situation. But I don't know. Maybe she felt she was being threatened. Clearly, yes, the women were trying to bring up their own viral moment, which now they have successfully. Holy shit. Anyway, let's get into Twitter. On the Explore tab, Ghislaine Maxwell has been arrested by the FBI, which we covered earlier in the show. So let's check the trending topics on Twitter today. Trending number one still, Ghislaine Maxwell. Good. I just would be very wary of anyone who might look like Hillary Clinton wearing a wig in the jail. Trending number two, Thursday morning, we'll skip. Trending number three, New Hampshire is trending because that's where Ghislaine Maxwell was found. They've been trying to find her for how long now? She just disappeared and they find her in New Hampshire. Interesting. Nobody recognized her. I don't know. Did she change her hair? Who knows? All right. So that's why New Hampshire's trending. All right. Let's see here. Prince Andrew's trending, of course, related to Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. I really hope they have a 24-hour watch on that woman. I'm pretty sure she knows some secrets that there might be a few people who don't want. I bet, here's the thing. I bet she knows where the tapes are buried, or the video, or whatever. Anyway, Prince Andrew's trending because of Ghislaine Maxwell also. Trending number 7, the jobs report is out. Apparently, Trump was talking about the jobs report this morning. Context for... Okay, so Chris Liu decides he needs to give us some context. Data is from mid-June as states were reopening. More than 40% of the country is now pausing reopening. Additional 1.5 million people are filing for unemployment every week. Way too early for a victory lap. Well, yeah. I don't know. Let's see. Did he take a victory lap this morning? Let's see. Unemployment. Of course, Politico. Of course. See, the media can't ever have good news right now because their job right now is to make everything as awful as possible until the election's over, right? And if Trump wins, they'll continue that. If Biden wins, everything will be rosy again. COVID will be cured. Cancer will be cured. The economy will be booming again, no matter what actually is happening on the ground. But the media, as in Politico, unemployment is probably worse than reported as states close down, whatever again. Some are closing down again. They're restricting different things, but I don't know. Rick Scott says, huge job numbers this morning, blowing past expectations. We still have a long way to go, but we're making progress rebuilding the economy. Yes, and that's a good thing. U.S. jobs increased by 4.8 million in June versus 2.9 million estimated. Unemployment rate is at 11.1%. That is good news because people are going back to work, and that's what we need. Let's see. Dean Obadiah, however, Trump derangement syndrome sufferer extraordinaire, says Trump to take a victory lap for people getting their old jobs back. Trump did not create 4.8 million jobs. Tweeting liberate is not an economic policy. Well, but you all said that most jobs are gone permanently. If people are getting back to work, that's great. I'm sorry. It's still good news, Dean. If they're getting their old jobs back after we force people to stop their jobs, that means there's still jobs to go back to. That's a good thing, Dean. Let's see. Keith Boykin, black. Oh, of course, black. Now, this is, I love how Keith Boykin thinks, or I don't know if I should use a different word than love, but black unemployment rate is 52% higher than white unemployment rate. Black unemployment, 15.4%, Hispanic, 14%. You know, there's always a way to put a turd in the punch bowl, and Keith Boykin just did it. I had to be very careful how I phrase that. Yes, it's 52% higher than the white unemployment rates. And do we really want to talk about statistics? No, we don't. Oh, Brian Krasenstein, or his uglier twin brother, who tweet under the name of one of their wives, says, Trump is about to hold another press conference to brag about the jobs report being at Great Depression levels, but refuses to hold a press conference to discuss the fact that yesterday we had 50,000 new cases of COVID-19. Okay, Brian, or your uglier twin brother who tweeted under the name of one of your wives. Yes, we did. Over the last 7 days, we've done, 3.5 million tests, 500,000 a week. You're probably, and as opposed to before, when we were doing less than 100,000 tests per week and had those numbers. So, and hospitalizations across the nation are down. Deaths are down. Yes, there are some higher number of cases. Probably most of them are mild symptom or asymptomatic. Some people there are new hospitalizations too, but that's okay. Oh, and if you have $10 and someone steals your $10 and the thief is caught and your money is returned, you didn't make $10. Yeah, well, Trump's not claiming that he made the jobs either, just that people are getting back to work, and that is a good thing, no matter how you slice it. moving on. Let's see what else. Mamba Forever. Ooh. Oh, are they putting Kobe Bryant on the cover of? Oh, okay. NBA 2K celebrates Kobe Bryant with 2 covers for their Legend edition. Okay, good for that. For the memory of Kobe Bryant, who was a fantastic basketball player in the history of the NBA. Moving on, jobs reports also trending again. Oh, Mamba Forever jumped up in front of the jobs report. So people think about games more than they think about jobs. Nairo, why is Nairo trending? Is that what I think it is? Okay, this is cancel your subscription to Nairo on Twitch right now. Why? What did he? Etika would really be disappointed in the Smash community. He's looking down in shame tonight. Fuck Nairo. Fuck Hitairo. You know, I don't follow.
It's disgusting because it's like he's manipulating his position of power to be able to squeeze stuff out of people who he has authority over. You know what I'm saying? That's the fucked up part about it. And you know, hopefully, as time goes on.
All right, I'm sorry, guys. I don't follow game stuff, so I like games. I'll play games, but the talking about games, Twitch or Twitch, whatever, doesn't excite me. So maybe someone can update me on what that's all about. NBC New York is trending. Why? Let's see. Oh, that's just because they reported the arrest of Ghislaine Maxwell. Okay, so we can skip that. Independence Day, yes. Okay. Now this will be interesting because there's people who are saying, "Oh, if you cancel your 4th of July plans just because a Democrat tyrant told you to, you're missing the entire point of Independence Day." That's every once in a while, Charlie Kirk says something. I go, You kind of got it. Also, it's Independence Day in Somalia, apparently. Whatever that means. This girl's balling in her. Oh, damn. She did a hook shot right over the top of the rim. Ben Carson says, my call to Americans this Independence Day: stop shaming and start celebrating. Reflect on the founding principles of our great nation. Celebrate those who helped fight for freedom we defend today, and honor their heroic sacrifice. Some good words from Ben Carson there. But there are some people who are kind of bitching about Independence Day. Nothing said. Okay. Nothing says Independence Day like a bunch of armed Americans taking down a corrupt British elite. Very good, Jim Garrity. Very good. July 4th, we don't celebrate Independence Day. Instead, we celebrate Firework by Katy Perry. Yeah, I keep hearing that song today. I've heard it 3 times already this morning. Rob Smith, I'm tired of the left making it trendy to hate America. This Independence Day, it's time to stand up for our country. I do so by honoring my military service, and I added my name to the Heritage Proud America Pledge. Good for Rob Smith there. What? I don't know what's going on here. Let's see what this is. Okay, breaking news. July 4th is no longer called Independence Day due to the state of this country. It now is called Miley Cyrus Day. No, it's not. Okay, they're just doing that, dancing to some Miley song. Pride in one's country might soon be considered offensive, but until then, it's a thing of beauty to be celebrated. Make this 4th of July a memorable one. Yes, let's do that. Independence Day X. I don't know what Aromia is. Okay, I was expecting a lot more salt under this hashtag because there have been people talking about, because of what's going on in the country, I just can't celebrate the 4th of July. It's just celebrating white supremacy. Yeah, well, whatever. So I'm glad I'm not seeing it. Maybe because the people who are saying that, the people who are saying The people are saying that, well, I'm not going to celebrate July 4th because it's a white supremacist holiday. Maybe it's because the people saying that don't realize that July 4th is Independence Day. Thank you, Black Hebrew Israelite.
That's right.
For the 420, a little Snoop action going on there. Over the Black Hebrew Israelite says, other overreactive bitches base off emotion.
That's right.
Seems like certain individuals should not be making important decisions.
That's right.
Maybe we should be repealing something.
That's right.
Could you be referring to the 19th Amendment again? You and Ranting Monkey, I know you're not familiar with the Ranting Monkey, Black Hebrew Israelite, but you and Ranting Monkey should have a conversation. Ranting Monkey's another channel on YouTube. And he is also one of those people who say we should repeal the 19th Amendment. Very good. Very good. Thank you, sir. Thank you. And looks like the crowd. Oh, yeah. See, the crowd really liked what you said there. All right. So good. I don't see a lot of people shitting on Independence Day right now. Historic is trending. Why? Oh, because gun sales. Oh, my God. Ladies and gentlemen, gun sales are through the roof. In fact, let's see. Here it is. PBS.org says, or maybe not because it didn't do anything. Okay, well, that's not working. Okay, forget that. It's gun sales are at historic levels. Oh, Johnson signed civil rights bill into law at historic Senate hearing today in 64. Oh, I didn't realize that was today. It's happening now. Historic numbers in the press, jobs report. Well, yeah, the job. Okay, again, historic jobs numbers. Yeah, there were historic job losses. It's a balance, but the fact that the jobs are actually coming back is big news. It's not new jobs, but it's people getting back to work, and that's fantastic. That's what we need right now. And you know, the media is going to be downplaying it as much as they can. It'll be interesting over the next couple of months as you know, a lot of places go back and the economy starts ticking along again. They're going to just be bitching up. They got to find something else. They got to find something else to bitch about. Oh, Mississippi officials hold ceremony as state flag bearing Confederate emblem is lowered for the last time outside Capitol following historic vote amid nationwide protest. Yeah, they voted to change their flag, take the stars and bars off the flag. You know, as long as they did it the right way, I don't have a problem with that. It's weird that you have the stars and bars as part of your state flag when the Confederacy lost. And yes, it's a tradition. It's originally the battle flag of the Virginia Company, but still, it's that symbolism, you know, and maybe Mississippi did something right here. Of course, they did it under pressure from the SEC, the Southeastern Athletic Conference or South, whatever it is, because the other SEC schools or the SEC said that they wouldn't allow the state flag of Mississippi in the SEC. But anyway, the state legislature did their thing. All right, so mostly talk about the historic job report. Let's move on. Anything else? Bedford. Oh God, why is Bedford? Oh. That's where they found Ghislaine Maxwell. Ghislaine Maxwell had the entire world in which she could go on the lam, and she chose Bedford, New Hampshire. Okay, if, say, Dave Weigel robbed a bank and took it on the arches, I could see it, but a fugitive millionaire's pimp? Very odd. Yeah, they found her in Bedford, New Hampshire. That's interesting. Anything else on here interesting? I don't care why Alan Dershowitz is trending. Oh, because Alan Dershowitz also had, let's just say, a business relationship or I don't know, something like that with Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. That's why a lot of I got a feeling a lot of associates or a lot of people who had ties to Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell are going to be trending over the next couple months. Well, wait, let me rephrase that. Just in case. Oh. Well, as long as... do I need to say it? As long as Ghislaine remains with us. If you know what I'm saying. Anything else? Clinton body counts trending. All right, let's finish up with how to get abducted by aliens, and then we're going to get out of here. That is the number 30, the end of hashtag on my list. How to get abducted by aliens. It's trending. Ready, set, go. How to get abducted by aliens. Ask nicely. I will literally pay you to abduct me. Yes, by the way, my new theme right now is, I'll put it in the chat. There's my new theme. Oh, we didn't do any FTGs today. Well, FTG to Ghislaine Maxwell. That'd be a good start. How to get abducted by aliens. Have a mullet and an alcohol problem. Hey, you know what? That's good advice. Let's see. How to get abducted by aliens. Be unique and stand out from the crowd, like this guy. Or, okay, the joke is over. Please take him back now. Oh, I get it. That's a TDS joke. How to get abducted by aliens. Don't you know your phone is some sort of antenna that will summon them? Okay. That's how to lie in a field. Now, this is pretty cool. This is a farmer who actually did this design. This is not crop circles, but some farmer actually went out and cut this into his field. Very intricate. Very intricate. Dance naked in the woods. Oh, wait. Maybe that's how to summon demons. Okay. How to get abducted by aliens. Raise your IQ. I don't get it. Cover yourself in aluminum foil and lie outside in the open late at night. The aliens will surely find you. Okay, so... Oh, dress up, stand on the street, and wait. What the hizzo is that? That's a pretty amazing get up there. All right, that's enough. I got to go. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me today at the Morning Night Live. I'm here Monday through Friday, 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central, 1500 GMT for my friends around the world. And it is Independence Day week and Independence Day weekend. We'll be back tomorrow for on Friday. Again, I have the special 1776 super chat alert with the immutable Hacksaw Jim Duggan. And thank you so much, Black Hebrew Israel. Oh, I missed one. No, I didn't. Thank you so much, Circa Zero and Black Hebrew Israelite, for the super chats today. Also, everyone in the chat, thanks for participating. If you're out there lurking, I'm glad you are here also. And if you're watching after the fact, please leave a comment down in the comment section below so that I know you were here. And we'll see you all tomorrow. Let's see. Did I miss anything? Let's see. Anything else going on here? I don't think so. I think that's it. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all. Get ready for a good weekend. Going to the lake. And that's it. So, I am PAWG Knight. And I'm out of here. Bye-bye. Have a great day. Hey, this is PAWG Knight, and thank you for watching today on the PAWG Knight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterward so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through the Streamlabs link, which is also in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm PAWG Knight, and I'm out of here.